bin schon Knopfruhe, muss ich auch sagen, dass wir wieder in den ganzen Jahren wieder so eine Truppe zusammenkriegen. Und diesmal ist eine ganz besondere Fahrt. Fortuna Düsseldorf spielt in Ipswich. Das dritte Aufeinandertreffen, wisst ihr alle, wir haben einmal 2015 gegen euch zur Saisonabschluss in Düsseldorf gespielt. Da war die Fortuna mit 4:3 vor fast 6.000 Zuschauern. Dann haben wir uns in Ankunft beim Internet getroffen, damals mit Ipswich zusammen in einem Block gegen FC Utrecht. SV Ankunft, die alle noch von der nicht allzu sportlich. Bisschen, glaube ich, noch. Jetzt haben wir aber 10 Merkunder Polizisten relativ schnell im Griff gehabt. Ansonsten hätten wir das auch erledigt. Ja, so. Dieses Mal ist eine besondere Tour, das muss man wirklich sagen. Die Presse hat ja auch gut berichtet. Wir haben gute Unterstützung von beiden Vereinen bekommen. Und jetzt geht es hier um uns. Ein paar sind ja schon da. Und ich wollte euch dann, nachdem ich euch begrüßt habe, ein paar kleine Hinweise zur Fahrt noch geben. Der Bus wird jetzt gleich um 19 Uhr kommen. Ihr wisst, wir fahren mit dem Kölner Bus. Dazu gibt es eine kleine Anekdote. Als wir damals aus der 3. Liga in die 2. Liga aufgestiegen sind, hatten wir beim VfR Aalen gespielt. Also nicht zu verwechseln mit LR Aalen in Westfalen, sondern VfR Aalen im Schwäbischen, wo der Dennis Kader das Siegtor gemacht hatte. Und wir sind damals auch mit Weinzel gefahren, also mit dem Kölner Reisebus und können immer heute kommen. Und der hat uns damals den Mannschaftsbus der Kölner Haie geschickt. Da stand Dick und Fett, Köln, Dom, Haie und was weiß ich alles. Und dann fahren wir auf die Hintour mit diesem Bus auf irgendeiner Raststätte und da stehen schon ein paar 100 Fortuna-Fans. Der Bus rollt da rein und alle guckten schon, hatten schon die Steine schon parat gelegt. Und dann stiegen da 50 Fortuna-Fans aus. Und mit denen fahren wir heute auch wieder. Also wir haben Kölner Busfahrer. Und ich hatte erst die Mitteilung, wer es auf Facebook gelesen hatte, dass wir im Bus nur Kölsch bekommen, außer unseren eigenen Getränken. Aber der Busfahrer, das war ein Rheinländer, Thorsten Meister, er hat gesagt, aber Jungs, soll ich euch vielleicht noch ein paar Fläschchen Bitburger mitbringen? Also Pilze gebraucht. So, von daher, wir selber haben noch ein bisschen heute einen Schlüssel hat der René besorgt, oder Ürige. Da möchte ich mich übrigens noch ganz herzlich bedanken bei René May und der ganzen Mannschaft von der Bar von möchte ich mich ganz herzlich bei Micky Brechter bedanken, der heute hier ist. Das ist eine ganz tolle Sache. So, Micky kennt alle, wo ich viel erzählen. René, wolltest du auch kurz was sagen?
Ja, wir freuen uns natürlich als Ausrichter hier Treffen wieder im 2. Jahr in Folge teilnehmen zu dürfen. Das ist nicht selbstverständlich in der heutigen Zeit, aber ich glaube, wir haben beim letzten Mal ein schönes Gespräch gehabt, um zu sagen, dass wo es hoch war, viel zu eng war. Und der Team hat sich entschieden, die ist ja wiederum, solange die Bar noch steht. Also sollte es dazu kommen, dass die Fortuna meint, das Ding ja abreißen zu müssen, dann müssen wir die Bar retten, egal wie. Und da brauchen wir jede Stimme, um hier dann weiterleben zu dürfen und wirklich Spaß zu haben mit allen, die hier feiern oder sich hier treffen. Und da brauchen wir auch eure Unterstützung auf jeden Fall, wenn es dazu kommen soll. Der Tom kennt es am meisten, da unten der Fanshop war 1 Jahr geplant und wir sind im 11. Jahr. Ja, deshalb sollten wir jetzt gucken, dass wir und die eine oder andere Sau hier starten lassen können. Ja? Ich wünsche euch sehr viel Spaß auf der trockenen Fahrt. Denkt an, er bietet Kölsch an. Deswegen verkaufe ich schön 5 extra. Wer noch keine Currywurst gegessen hat, beeilt euch, die war sehr gut genommen heute. Wenn weg, dann weg. Ihr wird nur noch Brezeln. Ja? Habt viel Spaß und zeigt, dass ihr Laune habt zu feiern. Prost!
Mädels, wem es aufgefallen ist, wir sind am Parkplatz. Die Ultras sind schon da.
Zwei.
Und Fortuna ist auch da, habt ihr gerade gesehen. Stadion. Ja, da fragen die Kölner, ob Fortuna gespielt. Ja, wir sind international, im Gegensatz zum 1. FC Köln. Noch nicht mehr gesehen. Haben wir dir später erzählt, wie es war.
Das mache ich nur beim Messen, das weißt du.
Die Fortuna!
married.
Da sagt er gerade die Ultras, gibt es der Stand noch auf.
Jetzt kommt erstmal noch die Farbe und die Zahl, ne?
Yes, hello, thank you.
Der Münsterberg. Münster.
Nochmal ganz, ganz herzlichen Dank, auch im Namen meiner Mannschaft, Annette, Detlef, Holger, Friedie, der noch in England ist, auch im Namen von der Kerstin und natürlich von mir, euer Ulli. Vielen, vielen Dank nochmal.
Now it's time to say guten Abend. Sorry if I butchered that. To all our friends from Fortuna Düsseldorf, they've made the voyage over to sunny Suffolk. Tomorrow the Tractor Boys play their first game back at Portman Road since their infamous promotion back to the Premier League. What a day that was. Fortuna and town fans developed a special bond with a group of their fans called Fortunablues coming over every year for a league fixture or two. Friedie Schacht, he's one of them. He made the trip over and he's watched town nearly 50 times. I love that. He told me earlier it was his second team. He joined me in the studio for a bit of a chinwag.
Hi, my name is Friedie. I'm one of the Fortunablues. We are visiting Ipswich for the Friendliest of Freindlies, part 2, because we had a match in 2015 in Düsseldorf when Fortuna played Ipswich, and now it's the return match.
Do you want to just remind us of how that one went?
I think it was an exciting match with 7 goals, and we scored 1 more.
You do well to remember that. Yeah. Friedie, welcome to the studio and welcome to Suffolk. It's lovely to have you here. So tell us a little bit about your journey first. It was a long one.
The journey was very smooth. We went with 5 people via train to Hoek van Holland, and from Hoek van Holland we took the night ferry to Harwich. So we got 6-7 hours of sleep and very relaxed now.
We've long had a relationship with Fortuna Düsseldorf, a fantastic club like ours. If anyone doesn't really know the history, do you want to explain to us how this all came about?
The thing is, I'm an avid football fan, like my friend Uli Münsterberg, who started the whole thing. There was an internet forum of Fortuna Düsseldorf, and Uli suggested to go to England with a group of Fortuna supporters to watch a football match in England. We didn't want to go to a Premier League. We wanted to go lower league, so we went in 2004. We went to Brentford against Colchester, and it was a nice experience. We were 30 Fortuna fans, We wanted to go to the same place again one year later, but Brentford qualified for the third round of the FA Cup, so their game was cancelled, so we had to go somewhere else, and then we choose to go to Ipswich. The thing is, we were there with more than 100 fans, and we start with the coach in Düsseldorf on Friday evening, go to Calais, to take the ferry to Dover, and in the morning of the match day we are in Ipswich.
Wow.
Then we go drinking. In the past it was the Drum and Monkey. Now we go to Bears because we want to support our innkeepers, Claire and Rob. So there are good relations there. And then we watch the match, go back to Bears, and after that, the night to Sunday, we return to Düsseldorf. That is the normal way of traveling. And also for this match, there are also 2 coaches coming over.
Wow.
They're arriving tomorrow morning, but I choose to come in advance because I was invited by my good friends Liz and Tim Edwards to stay at their home for 3 days.
Friedie, you're actually a bit of a we'll say it quietly, but you're also a bit of a town fan. So you've really live and breathe football, but Ipswich Town is a big part of your life now.
I started to go to Fortuna matches in the 1970s. I'm 56 years old. And but I always had relation to England because we went to a holiday to Suffolk in 1978, and later in school exchanges I went to Weymouth and to Preston. The same as with Ulli. He also watched his first match, I think, in England at Manor Ground in Oxford in the 1970s. So we already had a relation to England. And when we came to our first Ipswich match, it was an FA Cup match against Portsmouth. Ipswich lost 1-0. We were 100 Fortuna fans in the upper cobalt, but we were supporting Ipswich the whole game. And after the match, from the Bobby Robson stand, the fans came down and applauding us. It was a great moment for us. So we said we come back the next year. So it was not a planned friendship, a natural evolution of a friendship.
A beautiful coincidence.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen you guys come down, you bring real support, and that's, we welcome that at Portman Road. You've been coming for a long time now. What have been your highlights so far? What have been the best ones you've seen?
The best match for me personally was not on an official tour, but when I went privately last summer, when I went to the last match, when we won 6-0 and promoted to the championship. That was the greatest match.
Exeter,
the Exeter match.
Yeah, wow, what a day that was. A lot of Ipswich Town fans have had to sort of grin and bear not the best football, and we had the relegations and things like that, and it wasn't the best of times, but since Kieran McKenna's come in and the new ownership, Mark Ashton, things like that, it's an absolutely beautiful place. The stadium's rocking every week. Did you notice that, having seen some of the darker times?
Of course, I watched about 50 live matches now of Ipswich Town in the last 18 years, and what I have to say, also when we played third level, the stadium was packed. Very often it was sold out. So it's not only the last weeks or month. It's a very, very long story when Ipswich came back through the leagues. And in the third level, Ipswich had more higher attendance than before in the championship, and that's extraordinary, I think.
What do you make of Ipswich Town now? Their football, their style of play. It seems very different to what we've had in the past.
I think in the last years, Ipswich went back to a very attractive offensive kind of football, because in the first years we went over, it was sometimes boring.
Definitely.
And defensive football and only looking at the result, and now they are pushing forward and want to score goals, and that's the essence of football, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely is. And the essence of football is something you absolutely love. You love football, and that's what's brought you here, supporting your beloved Fortuna Düsseldorf, a fantastic club, a proper football club, really well run, absolutely agonising last year to just miss out on promotion to the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your side and your love. Where did your love affair with Fortuna start?
It started in the 1970s, and there we have another parallel between Ipswich Town and Fortuna, because both clubs had a very good time in the 70s and in the 1980s, when both clubs had very good runs in European competition. We know about the UEFA Cup win of Ipswich in 81, and 2 years earlier Fortuna played in the Cup Winners' Cup final against Barcelona, where we lost 3-4 after extra time. In the quarterfinal of this tournament, Barcelona beat Ipswich on the better away goals. So Ipswich won the FA Cup in 78, Fortuna won the German Cup twice in 79 and in 1980. So both clubs were very strong in this time. And the players of this time were, in my opinion, the best characters you can think of. We met Kevin Beattie, the late Kevin Beattie, and we had drinks with him and talk about football, and it was so easy. And the same with our players like Egon Köhn. We took him here to BBC-Suffolk some years ago, we have to translate for him because he couldn't speak such a good English. But during the interview, he then started to remember his school English and started talking to Kevin Beattie, and it was absolutely great.
Yeah, and it really is a beautiful, beautiful relationship that the two clubs have, because in football, it's all about, it's a bit tribal and it's lots of rivalries and lots of clashing together, but it's actually really lovely. There's so much respect and love for each other's clubs because Ipswich Town fans have gone over. We know how much of an impact you guys make on us when you're here. What about when the town lot will go over?
There were 600 town fans coming over for the friendly in 2015, and that was a great experience. We played in our old ground, and it was outsold with about 7,000. And after that, there was a big party at the former Steelworks. The players were there, and the management of two clubs were there, the fans were there, and it was absolutely great. And the thing is that in all these years, there are so many personal friendships between fans of both clubs. There even is a pair, a guy from Ipswich married a Düsseldorf girl, and they're still married, and he moved to Düsseldorf. So that are all results of this great friendship, in my opinion.
Even marriages have come from this relationship, and that is what it's all about. Football brings people together, and I love that. It's another rendition of Fortuna versus Ipswich Town. We put our love aside for 90 minutes, and then we rejoin afterwards. But Fortuna Düsseldorf, a fantastic club. Tell us a little bit about your team. So tell us about some of your best players, who Ipswich Town fans should be looking out for on Saturday.
My favorite player of the last year is Ao Tanaka, who is a Japanese international. He put out Germany out of the last World Cup when he scored a goal, not against Germany, but against another team. So Germany went out. I think it was last summer. There was a friendly between Germany and Japan, and I was on a birthday party outside, and the game was in the background. Japan won this game, and they were 3-1 up. And in the last minute, Tanaka scores against Germany, and the whole place went wild because it is our player. Club football for me is much more important than
internationals. Because we'll say it quietly and move on quickly. It's painful watching England at the moment. So
they were in the final
exactly and lost again. Düsseldorf. Speaking of heartache, it was a tough season last year, agonisingly close to getting back up to the Bundesliga.
Yeah, and we also were in the half-final of the German Cup, which is a very big achievement. And when the draw was Kaiserslautern, Saarbrücken and Leverkusen, what did we get? Again, Leverkusen
away. Granit Xhaka.
And we will have a new record, the most away games in the Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice to see.
I think we will break this record next season.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. But it was very much like Ipswich Town. They were in the second division last year. We managed to take the next step and get to the Premier League. But I think there's a massive parallel between Fortuna and Ipswich Town, is that it's really close knit, and it's like a family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And do you think that makes it better on the pitch? Do you think that sort of translates to the players when you have such a lovely atmosphere? Because at Ipswich we didn't have that for a long time, and now it's amazing.
I certainly think so. And Fortuna is a members club. We have no owners. The members, they decide a lot of things. So we choose the board. We vote for the board of the club, and the board decides who will lead the club. So it's a bit a democratic organization in our club, and this familiarity a long time we saw in the summer training camps when we went to Austria, and then 300 Fortuna fans went to Austria, to the village, supporting the club, looking at the training, going to the friendlies in Austria. And you can speak to the management, you can speak to the players, and there's not a big distance.
You are obviously in Suffolk. It's a place you now know well. We could argue it's probably your second home now, isn't it? You've been here so much. So with the time you're spending here, what do you love about being in Suffolk? You know, what is it about Suffolk that you like so much, other than Ipswich Town?
The first time I was in Suffolk was in 1978 on a family holiday when I was 11 years old, and we had a forester's house in Dunwich Forest for 3 weeks. And when we came over Harwich, and we drove to Ipswich. And
wow.
My father had difficulties to find the way. And I think 3 or 4 times we drove by the Portman Road Stadion.
Wow, okay,
and I at this time I already was a big Fortuna fan, going to the games, and I knew that Ipswich just won the FA Cup against Arsenal, so it was in my head.
Wow, okay.
And it was one of the best holidays I ever had in Suffolk.
Oh, I love that. Well, that's
then
a brilliant
coming
story.
back in 2006. It was very nice to see that again. Okay, the stadium changed, of course, but yes, I love Suffolk. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet there was much more beer drunk the second time.
Yeah.
In 2006. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, Friedie. We really, really appreciate all of you guys coming over, and it's brilliant, and we hope you enjoy the game. Just on the game, what are your predictions? Who do you think for Town will stand out for you? Who, when you were at Exeter, you know, there's a couple of players like Connor Chaplin was outstanding that day.
Yeah.
Wes Burns, you know, who are the players that you're looking out for?
I think that's the name. The names you just Broadhead, yes. This time Ipswich may be the favourite because they're now Premier League team. I think they have some good new players, and we didn't. So, but we will see. I hope that it will be an entertaining game. No injuries. That most important for both clubs, that no injuries will happen, and then we will see. Yeah.
Most important, no injuries, and also. Lots of beer to be drunk.
Yeah.
Because we've got a very boring cup of coffee, so let's cheers each other. Ipswich Town versus Fortuna Düsseldorf. Yeah. It's going to be a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in, Friedie.
Thank you.
BBC Radio Suffolk Sport.